I'm here with tennis coach Jeff Halberg. Jeff, it's been a kind of an up and down start to the season for both the men and the women thus far. Yeah. Can you just kind of bring us up to speed on where you're at right now? The guys are 6-6, women are 5-4, and it's really been kind of a bit of a roller coaster for you.
It has. We've played, for the most part, we've really played some good tennis. We've had a few niggling injury things go against us, things like that, but I don't really have a whole lot to complain about. I mean, even the losses, though we took a tough loss to Concordia, especially the ladies this past weekend, for the most part, we've actually played pretty well. You know, the men almost knocked off St. John's. They were within a breaker doing that. The ladies had St. Thomas on the ropes, was very close, and both, very good teams. So we, in terms of level of play, we've done really well. Obviously we, like I said, I had a hitch in the road at Concordia this past weekend, but overall, I'm still positive about the season. I still think that good things can happen, but the work's ahead of us. We still have things we got to accomplish. So.
Obviously, on the guys' side, a few people that have really stood out to me as somebody writing up the stories and whatnot. Michael Lunka at #1 singles. Bobby Steingraber's been playing very well. Really Pavel's been playing very well. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit individually. Has anybody surprised you?
Well, I think that I knew coming into the season that Mike he's a fantastic doubles player. And that has carried through. He started off with Jack, and then we actually had Bobby switch up there, and they've just done a superb job together as #1 doubles. Knocked off some very good teams, so we're really pleased with that. And I think it's really helped Bobby's confidence too. Mike has just got he's a left-hander. He's got an exceptional serve, great hands at the net, and just a confident player. But I was pleasantly surprised by how well he's played singles too. I knew the capability was there, but it's an experience thing too, and he's really risen to that occasion very nicely. Even he's taken 2 tough losses in the last 2 matches, but I mean that's against the #1 from St. Thomas and the #1 from Concordia, 2 superb players, and he lost 10-8 and 10-7 in super breakers in the third. I mean, I couldn't ask any more of him, and I think a part of it is just that last little step he needs to take of just believing that he knows he can finish. But that's been a great surprise. Bobby has done real well. Sam Puff, he's out injured right now, but he should be back soon. And Sam's had a very good season coming in. And we've had some nice surprises from other players. Steve Mino has really taken a step forward this year and really challenged to play and help us this year. Andrew Rangich, another freshman, has really come along a lot since the fall and is also challenging to come in and help. So there's been a lot of positives in there. Pavel really, honestly, he's played well despite the fact that he's just injuries and things things of just school has been a challenge for him. Just a lot to do. I'm pleased with how he's played. He's been doing really well. On
the women's side, obviously, with Bailey and Rebecca at #1 and #2, no sophomore slumps for those two. They picked up right where they left off last year.
Exactly, and we've been able to put them together in doubles, and they've just played really, really well together. Played with real confidence. They had just 1 hitch at Olaf, but they got over it quickly, and they've really gone on a roll together, and really enjoying playing. And then singles, they've just played good tennis. Rebecca she's such a rock at #2 that it's very hard for any team to get through her. She's just, she has nice thing is that she has a real good ability to adjust her game. So she's not stuck with one style. She can attack, she can defend. She's very good at that. Bailey tends to be a steamroller when she's on. When she's on, nobody can touch her. Sure, her game's just too big. But even when she's off, and for instance, she had a blip kind of in the middle of the match against Concordia, she was able to gather herself, play a little more consistently, not go for so much big stuff, get herself kind of back into the match, mentally, and end up winning a set that she was down 1-4 in. She ended up coming back and winning that. So, yeah, they've both been really resilient and very helpful to the team too. They're very positive people helping their teammates.
It's been a pretty intense couple of weeks with a lot of conference matches. You get to step out of conference, play a little bit, and maybe have a little fun. You hop on an airplane and head to Orlando, Florida this week. Talk a little bit about the trip and what you hope to get out of that.
Well, there's a new one this year. We've always driven on this trip, and we're flying, which is a positive because hopefully that'll help us energy-wise. When we get there, we won't be completely worn out by 22 hours of driving or whatever it might be. But it's also, I know it's a really good venue. We had been told by some other coaches in our conference and actually outside the conference, they had gone to the same place and they said, it's great. It's a good setup. They organize things well. And because what I really want is for the players to be able to concentrate on tennis, not have too many outside distractions. be able to enjoy their break and you know, hit a ball, enjoy the sun, and hopefully that'll carry us into that last month of the season. Then we'll come back and hopefully we'll be able to hit the ground running at the end and then finish well.
It'll be a little interesting for most of your players because all season thus far has been indoors. Get to play some outdoor tennis. Talk a little bit real quickly about the strategy that changes between playing a match indoors and playing it outdoors.
Sure. Well, one of the biggest ones is that you have to be more careful and patient about your attacking game, because on indoors, the thing what it provides you is you've got the perfect lighting and no wind, there's no outside distractions. So players can tend to be a little more aggressive and feel like the balls are going to land because they don't have to worry about those things. Outdoors, whether it's sun, wind, whatever it might be, those things sometimes have to adjust, and so it does take a player trying to kind of adjust themselves mentally and being maybe a little more patient in their attacking play to make things happen. But fortunately, their opponents usually have to deal with the same problem. So it's not as though we're facing somebody who's got more experience at it. It's just an adjustment that everybody has to make.
Sounds good. Well, enjoy your trip to Orlando, Florida. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.